Hello, hello. Hi, this is Laura West with the Center for Joyful Business. And good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. I am so glad you are here with me. Um, just checking right here. Just wanted to make sure we are truly live. Okay, yes, everything looks like it's all set up. Fabulous. Yay. So welcome to the Joyful Business Planning Show. I'm going to be talking about planning for the next 2 weeks, every day at 9:30 Eastern Time. So I hope that you will be able to join us. I am just checking in here, seeing who's joining us. Okay, cool. So glad that you are here. Welcome, welcome. I see we have people joining us, and I am so glad you're here. Waving at some of my clients, some past retreat people. So glad that you're here and joining us. As I was saying, welcome to the Joyful Business Joyful Business Planning live show. So I'm so excited that you're here. Every day for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be talking about all things joyful business planning. So how to make your business planning joyful and easy and fun and all sorts of good things like that. If you have any questions, please post below. I'll try to answer them either today or on one of the future shows. So first of all, I want to say happy holidays. You know what, when the holidays roll around, you know what that means? That means the new year isn't far behind. And, you know, that is just a natural time of year, the new year, when we, you know, we kind of go inside. You know, it's winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. We tend to go inside and reflect on, well, how was the past year? You know, reflecting on 2018. And what do we really want for the new year? It feels like this fresh start or a clean slate. And so it's a natural rhythm to go inside and think about, what do you want for the new year? Hey, just waving. Waving at everybody. So glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. We're just talking about the natural rhythm of business planning, that it's, some people want to fight it. Some people talk about how resolutions, oh, they hate them, they don't work. We can talk about that in a minute. It may be resolutions aren't your favorite thing to do, but the idea of, you know, I have a fresh start, flipping over a new calendar, and what do I want to create this year? It's actually very magical. And I think as we come out of the holidays with all the cool lights and just things that make us think about magic and, again, that fresh start. So let me tell you a little bit about my history with planning. I was in corporate marketing, and actually I started out right in college and out of college in newspaper advertising. And with newspaper advertising, we used to give, you'll love this, this is like, I have to count it up, I don't know, 30 years ago? Yeah, can't believe I can say that. So 30 years ago, I used to give all of my clients, my newspaper advertising clients, planners. And I love those planners. And I would help them create a plan throughout the year for all of their marketing. But of course, it especially included newspaper advertising. And let me tell you, those clients were, they loved those planners. You know, it was something that the newspaper provided. And we would go through and plan their calendar for every month and every week and what their ads were going to be. So I was trained in planning. I think I'm also a natural planner. And then when I got into corporate, you know, I moved from newspaper advertising, where we planned with all those retailers. And then I got into shopping center marketing. And again, I was planning with all the retailers, and we had 50 shopping centers around the country. Every one of them had to create a business plan and a marketing plan. And I did that for like 17 years, I think. And so I literally have participated, created, contributed to thousands of marketing and business plans. So here's what I know is, back in corporate, we used to have these huge binders. I used to call it 6x6. It was 6-inch binders that were marketing plans, and it took about 6 weeks to create. It was a crazy, stressful, anxiety-provoking situation. And the thing was, we were creating these big plans for many times for presentations. So we were presenting to the owners of the shopping centers. You know, they wanted a big kind of dog and pony show, right? But they wanted to know what the big plan was, who the competitors were, and it was very, very detailed with that. But it was more, we used it more for presentation purposes. I mean, yes, we had a plan of what we were going to do, but back then, things didn't change as rapidly as they do today. And we didn't take into account things that would change. So one of the biggest things I want to tell you is you don't need a 6x6, right? You don't need a 6 weeks to create a 6-inch binder. You don't need to create a plan that is official that you need to go and present to owners, okay? You need something that is for you, that is going to be a guide for you throughout the entire year. So no matter what you do. So as you can tell, I'm kind of a big fan of planning, but I will say it's with a caveat. You know, the caveat that the plan is going to help you focus where you want to go and remind you throughout the year of what actions you want to take and what's important to you. But it also needs to be held like as a guide, okay? Because I can tell you, you will deviate from the plan, right? Each time you will deviate from the plan. So, but if you don't have a plan, then you don't really know where you're going, right? So it's kind of like you say you want to go to Hawaii, but you never make a plan for it. So I can tell you, you're never going to go to Hawaii. It's always going to remain a dream. So you really want more of what I call a living plan, something that is going to grow with you, you can change, but yet it's there to guide you and focus you so that you actually do get to Hawaii, right? You actually do create those dreams, you actually do move forward, and it reminds you each time. Again, I'm going to invite you that if you have any questions about business planning, I know a lot of you who have joined have participated in my business plan in the past. I'm excited to be talking about the 2019 Joyful Business Plan. But I can tell you that I have tried so many planners because I am such a fan of planning and I recommend it for my clients. I've tried all these plans all over the place and none of them were quite right. They really didn't fit the type of businesses that we have, the fact that we're solopreneurs, and you know that we need focus, but we also need to have some flow in there. So that's why I actually finally created my own called the Joyful Business Plan. Let me just give you a little preview of it, Joyful Business Planning System. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be available starting Wednesday. And yes, lots of good stuff coming. We've got some new play sheets and things that we're doing this year. So let me tell you a little bit about what I have heard from a lot of my clients. These are stories and beliefs that I've heard about planning. I've heard that, you know, planning is hard, you know, you kind of resist planning, that you don't know how to do planning, that it can be really boring. It sounds boring and tedious. And I'm going to change my mind anyway, so why should I even plan? Those are some of the top things that I've heard about business planning. But what I know is that you are, if you're listening to this, watching this, you are a rebel. You are, I just know you are, you resist, you can't help but resist a traditional business plan. So what you want is to create a plan, excuse me, create a plan that's going to move with you, okay, that you can use as a guide, that's actually easy and fun to create, and that you'll use it throughout the year. That's the big thing that I really want for you, is that it's not a one-time experience like I used to do when I did the 6x6. This is something that you'll use throughout the whole entire year. So let me give you a little fresh perspective on business plans. What if you used, got them right here. What if you use like your favorite markers? Actually, that one's open. That could be dangerous. Let me pull that. What if you use your favorite markers, your favorite pens, right? Even just something like that totally changes your relationship with your business plan. What if you used mind maps? Let me just put these closer. Here's a new year, new vision. Here is a celebration. celebrating those milestones and successes for the year. Thank you for the heart. I appreciate that. I know some of you have done this before and you love these. But it's like a mind, I'm just trying to get so it's not so glary. Yeah, it's a mind map approach. It's a whole different approach than sitting down and writing tedious Excel spreadsheets, right? And I'm a fan of a good Excel spreadsheet when it's needed, but I think I have 3 for my business. And they don't have anything to do with well, they are the money stuff because I can add up. But for my actual business plan, I use these, okay? And, you want to, having a mind map approach or this more creative approach, here's another example of a worksheet here, Project Incubator, where it helps you pull out and brainstorm ideas about your project. So you're not just thinking about the project and you write it down and say, yeah, I should do that one day, but you actually can brainstorm and start pulling out some of the ideas and make your projects and your ideas real. So as you can tell, I'm really big on finding creative ways to engage your right brain, right? Because that's the right side of your brain is the side that is going to tap into your creativity and it's going to open up your creativity. And here's the thing, and here's a little perspective shift for you, is that business planning is actually very, very creative, okay? It is not a left brain analytical thing to do. There are parts of it eventually, but once you have stimulated the right side of your brain, your creative brain, so to speak, then the ideas start flowing, right? Because first you need to start brainstorming. You need to be able to evaluate your programs and think about what's working, what's not working from a, this is like your current, where you look at your current marketing strategies, looking at it from a more of a creative perspective. What do I want for the year? And what's working? What do I want to do different? What would I like to add in? And what I find is this creative approach gives you more freedom to engage the right side of your brain, but also gives you some structure to help you focus. So we actually need to honor both sides, get both sides of everything working, our whole brain working. So I think it's a very whole brain perspective. So I'm going to be here every week. I want to just give you a little, if you want to get a little preview of the Joyful Business Planning System, you can go to joyfulbusinessplan.com. And you can sign up anytime, but we open the doors on the new system with the new worksheets, new play sheets starting on Wednesday. So you can go ahead and get set up, and then we will send everything that you need for Wednesday, so you can start planning. The cool thing about the Joyful Business Plan, because I am such a, I really want you to use this. And I really want you to not just do it one time and be done with it, but I really want you to use it. So we have things like a Facebook group. Each of these worksheets comes with a little mini video training so that you actually can go anytime to the worksheets. You can print off more worksheets throughout the year. You can watch the little mini training, which gives you lots of ideas and examples. And then we also have 2 virtual planning day retreats. Those are, one's in December, coming up next week on the 18th, and one is in January, which I can't think of what day that is. So it's in January. I think it's the second Friday, but you'll see that right on the information page if you go to joyfulbusinessplan.com. Yeah, take a look at that. Go ahead and get set up with us. I know some of you who are with us, actually, I think most of you who are joining live are already in my Joyful Business Studio. In the Joyful Business Studio, that's like my home. That's where everybody who likes things surrounding joyful business and likes this joyful business approach goes into the Joyful Business Studio. You can check that out at joyfulbusinessstudio.com. What's cool about the studio is that all of this comes with it. You get the Joyful Business Plan, you get all the trainings, plus you get quarterly retreats in the studio. So that's another reason to consider really making joyful business a priority for you. So I hope you're excited about this. Each day I'm going to start sharing different types of ways to approach your business planning and how to make it creative, fun, and really practical so that you'll use it. All right. Thanks everybody for joining, and I hope to see you tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern again. Bye everybody.